Hello and welcome to today's FIFA World Cup post-match analysis session. We are covering Brazil's match against Morocco, and probably if you watched this match, you saw similar lineup graphics shown on TV or the favorite football app that you use to follow the match stats. For Brazil, on Football, for example, you see 4-4-2 was reported as the formation, and for Morocco, they had 4-2-3-1. You are going to use the tracking data provided by Skill Corner, where we have the coordinates of all the players and the ball 10 frames per second to answer that question. So we will see in this case the moment Morocco has scored the first goal of the match with a great pass by Brahim Diaz and making it possible for number 11 to end this mission. The method has been described in my PhD thesis, and for this presentation, we want to see, for example, for a player of interest, number 10, what was his tactical position over the match time. For each in-play frame, we have 25 possibilities for the position that he can occupy. So we can go over all the frames of the match, and in the end, in this case, say number 10 appeared around 28% of the time in the right forward position, around 23% of the time in the right wing forward position, and around 10% of the time in the right midfielder position. This 5x5 grid, we call it a position map of this player. So FootMob suggested that Morocco played in a 4-2-3-1. And on the top left side, you can see the 5x5 grid or 25 positions that we have used for the position map. What if we arrange the position map of each starting player of Morocco according to the layout that FootMob has suggested? This is the visualization we end up with. So looking into the players in the back line, number 3, number 18, number 14, and number 2, we can argue that they are in the right, let's say, spot. So Morocco appeared in a back 4. But what is interesting to see that number 2 appeared more offensive than number 3. So number 2 was the offensive fullback, and number 3 was the defensive player. Number 6 and number 24 were the double pivots for Morocco, but you can see they were exchanging a lot their position, and that's why it ended up with these high entropy position maps. When it comes to the midfielders, you can see number 23 on the left. So this is also the good arrangement for him to be as a left winger, and number 10 be the player on the right wing position. Interestingly, number 23 was dropping more than number 10. So that's the asymmetry you can see in this picture. But the deviation that we can observe to the formation reported by FootMob is for number 8. Number 8 has been reported to be that attacking midfielder, but as you can see, he appeared around 33% of the time in this cell, which is the left center forward. And number 11 appeared in a lot of cells on the front line, around 30% as the right center forward. So maybe we need to move these puzzle pieces here and say that Morocco didn't play in a 4-2-3-1, but they were more in a 4-2-4, where number 8 and number 11 and number 23 and number 10 were on the front line. When it comes to Brazil, we see that FootMob has a 4-4-2. But it's interesting to, let's say, start with the players in the back line. Number 16, number 3, number 4, and number 24. These are the players that we can argue that they are, let's say, in the right location in this layout. But clearly, number 24 was the offensive fullback for Brazil, and number 16 was the defensive one. So they also followed a asymmetric backline where one fullback playing more offensive, another one has more defensive responsibilities. We see a lot of deviations when it comes to the midfield line. For example, number 11, based on FootMob, he was the left midfielder or left wing. But you can see he appeared around 21% of the time as the right forward, or around 17% of the time as the right center forward. So this location is not right for number 11, Rafinha. Rafinha, we need to move his position map from this location to here. So he was on the front line. Number 5 was, let's say, the defensive midfielder, and he appeared, let's say, in the central defensive midfielder more than the other teammates. So he was really the lone defensive midfielder for Brazil. So we can say he was the playing in front of the back line. So it's a 4-1. And number 8 and number 20 were the two attacking midfielders in front of number 5. So overall, we can argue that 4-4-2 was not the right formation for Brazil, and it was 4-1-2-3, the formation that Brazil operated from in this match. So for the next post-match analysis session, you're going to cover Netherlands match against Japan, and thanks for your attention.